200 FPS, semi-automatic, folding stock, accuracy on point, daybreak, cyclones, crackhead motors. Welcome to Nerf Tactics. My two-stage Gryphon, which I'll be selling variants like this on Etsy pretty soon, and maybe eBay too. We start out the front. We have the normal muzzle. Now I might be adding some options where you can get a slightly different muzzle, like maybe longer one, shorter one, a skinnier one, different designed ones, different options for the muzzle. Then these sights are included. These are just Picatinny rail sights. They slide right on. They stick pretty good. Next to that, you have your Picatinny. Basically, you use your Picatinny and you can mount whatever you want. Then you have your side Picatinny. This is going to be probably where you're going to put your laser and your flashlight, and on the top is probably going to be your sights. Your grip down below, this is a very comfortable grip. Now, some people don't like to have the grip because they want to have Picatinny down here, because there is no Picatinny when you have the grip because they get in the way of each other. Inside the flywheel cage is a Cyclone Daybreak setup. I probably will not be doing Cyclones again because they have a little bit too much wear in the darts. I'd say it's about twice as much as Daybreaks. Then the next thing on this blaster is our magwell. This is a half-length Talon magwell. You have your wire run, which keeps your exposed wires covered. 15-round Talon mags. They're going to be a little bit of a tighter fit just because those mags are a slight bit wider, so they are a little bit snugger, but like not really anything. Behind that is our pusher mech. Now the pusher mech is inside of these 3 mech covers, and when you pull the trigger you can see the pusher arm goes forward and backward. And so we have our grip, which is a very good grip. The grip is a slim grip, not very thick, but it does have some width side to side. The trigger is extremely light, not where you're like gonna accidentally pull it. There's no way, because it's a longer trigger pull, probably about 1/4 inch. Below that you have your rev trigger. I designed my Gryphons with an instant rev trigger, so you don't have to pull the rev trigger all the way back and then it revs. I like it where you just rev it automatically when you push it. We have our mag release. The mag release is available in 2 options. You have your extended mag release, which has another 1/2 inch added onto it, so it's a little closer to your finger, so it's easy to hit with your offhand. You can definitely still release the mag with your other hand like that. It's not going to change anything. And then you can also release it with your offhand like that. I prefer this one over the flappy paddle, which is basically a little bit longer, but it doesn't stick out as far. So you're mainly going to be using it with your offhand to release the mag instead of the main hand. So I prefer personally the extended because you can use it with both. Then we go all the way to the back. Now, there's a bunch of different stock options available. We have our folding stock, we have our still stock, we have our expanded stock, and we have our adjustable stock. So the folding stock, how it works is you're going to fold it by just pushing the button and spinning it. It doesn't have any magnets or anything, but it is pretty tough and it's definitely not going to go anywhere. If you would like it a little bit stiffer, you can tighten this screw right here. It's just an M3 hex key. So at the back we have our butt plate that goes on the back, thumb screw to screw it in there, XT60 connector. So this is going to work with most of the lipos they sell on Amazon, out of darts work. Now the stock is a full stock, so it's going to go about 6 inches and it is super solid, not much wiggling at all. Even though it is a folding stock, it locks in really well. So guys, that is the complete run through of the Gryphon. Now I'm just going to tell you a couple things about accuracy and power. Here's an example of another Gryphon I've built. This one's a little bit more back heavy because the stock is much larger. So when you lock in your sights, it is going to feel a little bit bigger and beefier. If you measure it from about here in the middle of the grip, it's actually the same length from the back of the blaster to the front of the muzzle, which perfectly balancing when you have a lipo in. It's going to feel great. This one doesn't have a grip, which I prefer the grip as I said, but Picatinny, you can slide on any grip you want. Then this is an expanded stock, so it's pretty easy to pop off the butt plate. There is a thumb screw that goes in there to keep it on, so you just unscrew the thumb screw, pop it off. The expanded stock has XT60 like normal, and it has a lot more room. A ton of room in there. There's also a regular stock that's on most Gryphons where it's adjustable, and there's the Gryphon stock that came with the original Gryphon. I don't really, but you can go to my Etsy store to see all that about the pictures and stuff like that, so you can see what this thing is and all the variants you can have. You can either buy a totally done one, totally built, it's good to go. That will be shipped within a day or two, and that should be at your house in 4 to 5 days. If you buy a custom order that isn't buying this exact model or something like that, it will take me a lot longer to build it. I will have to build the whole thing. That means printing all the parts, getting all the parts I need. Most of them are already here usually, unless I'm needing some more supplies. Then I will have to assemble it. So I would estimate about 2 weeks to a month before you get your blaster. Which, if you really want exactly what you want, like you want green and red, or blue and pink, or something different than what I'm selling, it will take me longer to build your blaster, and you can select each option as it's available and tell me everything you want, like the style of the rev trigger, all the way up to how many stages, what FPS, what motors, all of that. So this Gryphon is shooting extremely accurate. Because of the way the flywheel cage is designed, there is a little bit of room after the flywheel cage to make sure the darts are guided straight as they can be. Now, it's also two-stage, so that guiding starts back here and ends up here. That's a good bit of barrel because it goes through the first stage, a little bit of barrel, then the second stage, and then a little bit of barrel. I've played multiple games of this thing, and I am hitting 200 FPS, and I'm shooting extremely far. This is by far like one of the best blasters at my local club for FPS compared to accuracy. This thing is definitely worth it. It's a good deal. The momentum, all it's got different. It's got brushless motors, select fire. It's got some things inside of it that you can change, like settings and stuff, but this thing doesn't have any computer board. You pull the trigger and it shoots. That's that simple. Check these out on my Etsy store. Links in the description. And I'll see you next time.